The Fifohazana, or revival or awakening, has had several charismatic leaders over its more than 100-year history. Each is represented by a Jubilee Bay, or large encampment or center, that serves as the headquarters for the particular movement. There are four main Jubilee Bay, which have kept official ties to two of the mainline Protestant churches, the Malagasy Lutheran Church and the Church of Jesus Christ in Madagascar, which is a union church comprising a mostly Reformed theological tradition. While all four movements stress their ecumenical nature and their willingness to work with anyone from any church tradition, three of the four Jubilee Bay are also serving as Lutheran parishes or are under primarily Lutheran control, while one is primarily under FJKM control, or Church of Jesus Christ control. These ties represent the Jubilee Bay's historic foundations more than matters of institutional pride or theological conviction. Today, the four have some common governing rules, and both of the two churches have a department within their national church structures that oversees and assists the work of the Fifohazana. The differences among the four movements center more on history and custom than on any significant disagreement over the nature of the awakening or its purpose. The second strong leader to emerge in the revival movement, in the awakening movement, was Ravalomanana Hari in 1900. Ravalomanana Hari's movement stressed somewhat more than Rainishualambu's the miraculous healings. Its headquarters is still located in Manulatruni, in the Betsileo region, and this is the primarily Reformed church. Rainilahi was Ravalomanana Hari's given name, but that was changed to Ravalomanana Hari, literally Mrs. Made Alive by God, after her resuscitation 6 days after her death, shortly following her call. The daughter of a powerful Umbiasa, what we might call today a witch doctor, she was reported to be 60 years of age at the time of her call in 1900. And she finally died in 1970 at the age, it was said, of 150, though adding it up would only have her be 130. Still, great age. During the week of her first death, she was instructed in heaven and was later taught to read by more miraculous means. Ravalomanana Hari attracted to her ministry another important revival leader, Baba Radzofera. He was known as a healer as well and as a gifted musician and songwriter. The two worked together for a while, and he founded a tubi, an encampment, at Batutsara, near Ansira Bay, though it never had the following to become a Jubilee Bay, or a big center in its own right. Unlike the other revival leaders mentioned so far, he was the child of a Lutheran pastor, and had a brother in the ministry, and thus was instructed from an early age in the Christian faith. His educational level would have been fairly high. The information available on him is somewhat sketchy, and so we will not dwell on him or his work. He began his work in 1927 and died in 1936. Like Baba Radzofera, Pastor Rakutu Zandri Daniel was a relatively well-educated leader of the Fifohazana. He was born in 1919. His Jubilee Bay, his main center, was synonymous with his one and only pastoral call, Farihimena. A sickly child, Pastor Rakutu Zandri was a small and frail man whose education was often interrupted for health reasons. His awakening as a prophet was as a child, and where he had visions in his dreams. Specifically, he saw Jesus in his vision offering him health. Rakutu Zandri spent some time as a teacher before entering seminary. During that time, people were impressed by his prophecy, and he was convinced finally to study for the ministry. At one point in his ministry, he was believed to have had an Elijah-like contest with a witch doctor, whom his sister had consulted with her sick child. Rakutuzandri ran off after his sister, wrested the child from the witch doctor, and carried the child home. The child died on the way, and the witch doctor did his best to win back the confidence of the people, but to no avail. At that point, Rakutuzandri called upon God not to let this chance at showing his glory pass, and with that the child was restored to life. Rakutuzandri did not spend long at Farihimena. Ordained on July 6, 1946, he died on November 13, 1947. These two movements continue, though they are both dwarfed by the size and following of Shuatanana and Ankaramalaza, the movement we turn to next.